Hey guys, it's that time of year. Let's get into this delicious broccoli cheddar cornbread. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we're going to make some broccoli cheddar cornbread. I pulled this recipe off the internet. Pat and Gina used to have a cooking show, and I used to love their recipes and also their little cooking show that they had. I made it a while ago, but I didn't quite remember the ingredients, but I was able to pull it off the internet. So here's what you're gonna need: a 10-ounce bag of frozen broccoli. It doesn't matter, it just needs to be, you just need to chop it up. Minced garlic, a medium onion, 8 ounces of cottage cheese. So I'm going to use half of this because this is 16 ounces. 4 eggs at room temperature, 2 boxes of Jiffy corn muffin mix, and mild cheddar cheese. Now, I didn't know Jiffy had honey corn muffin mix, so I'm going to try this. I didn't try it. I made this recipe like 5 or 6 years ago. I didn't quite remember the ingredients. That's why I pulled it off the internet. But I used the regular one back then. So I'm going to try the honey this time. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay guys, I've rough chopped the broccoli and the medium onion. I'm going to go ahead. The broccoli was still a little bit frozen, so I'm going to go ahead and let this thaw out just a little. And we're going to saute this in a stick of butter. You can use unsalted butter, but I'm going to use salted because I do not add salt into my cornbread. So that's why I'm using salted butter. I'm going to saute this, and then once this kind of loosens up with the broccoli and the onions, I'm going to go ahead and add the minced garlic. Okay, so in the meantime, while this is thawing out, I'm going to go ahead and start on the cornbread. Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and add the 2 boxes of Jiffy in the bowl. Grab you a bowl. I'm just stirring it around a little. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and add the 4 eggs in there, one at a time. And these are 4 large eggs at room temperature. There we go. Okay. Okay, so let's just stir this up together. I'm going to go ahead and stir this. Let me hold this a little. Get the sides. I'm not going to use the hand mixer because this is just Jiffy. So you're going to need a half a cup of whole milk. Add that in there. Let's stir this around. Let me get a better view, guys. Okay, guys. I have to turn things around to get a better view. So we added the 4 eggs and a half a cup of the milk in here. And we're just going to stir this all up together. Whoops. I can't wait to see how this honey is going to taste in here. Go back. I have to grab me another stand, guys. This one I'm struggling with today. It collapsed, so I have to get me another one. So we're going to go ahead and just stir this up. Stir this around. And it doesn't matter about the Jiffy with the little lumps in there. They're going to bake out. So we're going to do half of this cottage cheese. So we're going to do half of this cottage cheese, 8 ounces, because this is a 16-ounce tub. So let me just get half of that. I'm not a cottage cheese fan, but you don't even taste it in this recipe. You know, a lot of people eat cottage cheese with pineapples, but I don't even think they have a taste to it. So we're gonna stir that up in here. Okay, you also need a half a cup of cheddar cheese. So I'm gonna put this in here. I'm gonna make some corn casserole for the holidays. I don't know if I'm gonna film it or not, but it's kind of similar to this. You just add corn in it, but this is strictly about the broccoli today. So we're gonna leave it the way it is, but it is kind of similar. So go ahead and mix that cheddar in here. I love cornbread. I love homemade cornbread. I love chili cornbread, where you pour the chili in the middle of the cornbread. It's so good. Whether you do it from scratch or out of this Jiffy box. But whatever's easier, it's easier. Whatever makes it easier, rather. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and let this sit, and we're gonna go ahead and saute our vegetables. This aroma in this kitchen is amazing. So let this saute. Almost there. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our garlic. The minced garlic. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons of that. And we're going to saute this around as well. Now, when you're done sauteing this around, you're going to leave everything on the bottom and pour the batter on top. It sounds like it's not going to come up to the top, but it really is. Okay, so we're going to use half of this to go in the batter, and the other half we're going to keep in the skillet. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pour the sauteed broccoli and onions in the batter, half of it, and we're going to leave the other remaining half in the skillet and pour the entire batter over the sauteed vegetables in the skillet and go ahead and let it bake. If you ever poured your batter in a hot skillet, it makes the crust just, make it really, really crusty. It's really, really good. I try to heat, when I cook my regular cornbread, I heat my skillet up and then I pour the cornbread batter in there in the hot skillet, and just makes the crust so amazing and crusty, especially on the sides. So that skillet was piping hot because I was sauteing the vegetables in there. And your skillet, your temperature of your oven should be on 375. We're going to go ahead and bake this for 30 to 45 minutes, up to an hour. We'll just bake it until the crust is brown on the top. So that's pretty much it. That was quick and easy, and you can see how the butter is still around the corner, around the edges, because the skillet is still really, really warm. I'll waste some batter on the side that'll be cleaned up later. But we're gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven, and I'll bring you guys back for the final results. And I'm going to let this cool off, and I'm going to go ahead and cut into it. I melted some butter to add on top of the bread. I was going to add honey to it, but it was sweet enough, so I didn't add that. And look at that butter drizzle. The skillet is really, really hot, and it's going to soak up really well and go into all the corners of the bread. I know I'm supposed to wait until the bread cools before I cut it, but I somehow couldn't resist. It's still very, very hot. We're going to see what it do here. Oh, it's not going to work. Here's a better piece, guys, after cooling down for about 20 minutes. Look at this cornbread, guys. Look at the crust. It made a beautiful crust. You can see the cheese melted. You can see the broccoli sticking out. And it's really, really good. It's really moist as well. All the flavors came together in this bread, and it was super delicious. The only tip I have for this recipe is when you saute your vegetables, do not pour the batter over it. I did half and half. I left some at the bottom and I put the rest in the batter itself. But just pour all the sauteed broccoli, onions, and garlic inside the batter because it takes away from your bread browning on the bottom. It still was delicious, but just pour all the sauteed vegetables in with the batter. Just don't leave any on the bottom of the skillet. The holidays are coming up, guys, and it can be paired with a meat or vegetable. It's kind of similar to the corn casserole. But as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.